You are listening to the testing tale of comprehensive test plan for an e-commerce web application 1. Introduction, Application Overview. This is an Angular-based e-commerce web application that utilizes GraphQL APIs and is hosted on Google Cloud Platform, GCP. Objective of the test plan, to ensure the web application's functionality, performance, security, and user experience are up to the mark. Scope, the test plan covers functional, non-functional, security, API, performance, and compatibility testing. 2. Test objectives, verify that all functionalities work as expected. Ensure that the application performs well under various conditions. Validate the security and integrity of user data. Test the application's compatibility across different devices and browsers. Confirm that the GraphQL APIs correctly handle all requests. Validate the deployment and configuration on GCP. 3. Testing strategy, testing levels, unit testing, done by developers for Angular components and GraphQL API resolvers. Integration testing, ensure modules work together, focusing on API and UI integration. End-to-end, E2E, testing, validate the complete user journey through the application. Test types, functional testing, ensure all features work as per requirements. API testing, verify GraphQL API endpoints. Performance testing, assess application performance under different loads. Security testing, identify and mitigate security vulnerabilities. Usability testing, evaluate the application's user experience. Compatibility testing, test across different browsers and devices. Regression testing, ensure new changes do not affect existing functionality. 4. Test scope, in-scope, core functionalities, user registration, login, product search, product detail view, add to cart, checkout process, payment integration, and order management. GraphQL API, query and mutation endpoints. Angular components, UI/UX elements, form validations, and dynamic content rendering. GCP services, deployment, scaling, and configurations like storage, networking, and security. Out of scope, third-party payment gateway functionality, beyond integration. Any services or components managed entirely by external vendors. 5. Test environment, test environments, development environment, for unit and integration testing. Staging environment, a mirror of the production setup on GCP for E2E, performance, and security testing. Tools and technologies, testing tools, Cypress for E2E and UI testing, Jest for unit testing, Postman/Insomnia for API testing. Performance testing tools, JMeter, Locust for load testing. Security testing tools, OWASP SAP, Burp Suite. CI/CD tools, Jenkins, GitLab CI/CD for automated test execution. Cloud services, GCP services like cloud storage, compute engine, and Kubernetes. 6. Test data management, test data requirements, dummy user accounts, for different roles, guest, registered user, admin. Product data, a varied set of product information, name, price, availability. Order data, different order statuses and scenarios. Data preparation, use GraphQL mutations and scripts to create and manage test data. Use a dedicated database for test environments to avoid affecting production data. 7. Test case design, functional test cases, user management, test registration, login, password reset, profile updates. Product search and filters, test search functionality, filters, sorting options, and pagination. Cart and checkout, test adding/removing items from the cart, applying discount codes, calculating totals, and completing the checkout process. Order management, test order placement, order history viewing, and order status updates. API test cases, GraphQL queries and mutations, validate correct data retrieval and mutations, including error handling and edge cases. Response validation, ensure correct HTTP status codes, data integrity, and performance benchmarks. Non-functional test cases, performance, assess page load times, response times of GraphQL queries, and application behavior under high traffic. Security, test for common vulnerabilities, e.g., SQL injection, XSS, CSRF, and data encryption in transit. Compatibility, validate rendering and functionality across different browsers, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, and devices, desktop, mobile, tablet. Usability, ensure the UI is intuitive and accessible, with clear navigation and responsive design. 8. Test execution plan, unit testing, responsibility, developers, frequency, every code change, integrated into the CI/CD pipeline, integration testing, responsibility, QA team, frequency, every major feature integration, E2E testing, responsibility, QA team, tools, Cypress for automated testing, frequency, nightly builds or before major releases, performance testing, responsibility, performance test engineers, tools, JMeter, Locust, frequency, before every major release, security testing, responsibility, security test engineers, tools, OWASP SAP, Burp Suite, frequency, before every major release and periodically during the lifecycle, regression testing, responsibility, QA team, tools, automated E2E tests with Cypress, frequency, every release cycle 9. Test automation, automated tests, E2E tests, automate key user flows using Cypress, e.g., user login, product search, checkout. API tests, automate GraphQL API tests to validate responses, errors, and performance. Integration with CI/CD, integrate automated tests into the CI/CD pipeline for continuous testing. Test automation scope, high priority, core user flows, GraphQL API endpoints, checkout process. Medium priority, form validations, sorting and filtering, order management. Low priority, UI cosmetic aspects, low impact user journeys. 10. Test reporting and metrics, test reporting tools, use Cypress dashboard for E2E test reporting. Use Jenkins or other CI tools to generate test reports and dashboards. Metrics, test coverage, percentage of automated and manual test cases executed. Defect density, number of defects per module. Pass/fail rates, percentage of test cases that pass or fail. Performance metrics, response time, throughput, error rates. Reporting frequency, daily during active testing phases, with a consolidated report after each release. 11. Risk management, risks, high, security vulnerabilities, payment processing errors, data loss. Medium, browser compatibility issues, performance under peak load. Low, minor UI/UX issues, non-critical feature bugs. Mitigation, regular security audits, thorough API testing, stress and load testing, cross-browser testing. 12. Entry and exit criteria, entry criteria, all unit tests are passed. Test environment is set up and stable. Test data is prepared and available. Exit criteria, all critical and high-priority test cases are executed. No critical defects are open. Performance benchmarks are met. Security vulnerabilities are addressed. 13. Tools and technologies, testing tools, Cypress, Jest, Postman, JMeter, OWASP SAP. CI/CD tools, Jenkins, GitLab CI/CD, GitHub Actions. Monitoring and logging tools, GCP monitoring, Stackdriver. Bug tracking and reporting, Jira, TestRail for test case management. 14. Resource planning, test engineers, QA lead, 1, QA engineers, 2 to 3, for functional and non-functional testing, automation engineer, 1, for test script development, performance test engineer, 1, skills required, Cypress, Angular, GraphQL, performance testing tools, security testing practices. 15. Schedule, timeline, week 1 to 2, unit and integration testing. Week 3 to 4, functional testing of core modules. Week 5, API and security testing. Week 6, performance and load testing. Week 7, cross-browser and compatibility testing. Week 8, regression testing and final validation. 16. Deliverables, test plan document, this document outlining the entire test strategy. Test cases, documented test cases for functional, non-functional, and regression testing. Automation scripts, Cypress scripts for automated testing. Test reports, daily and consolidated test execution reports. Defect logs, detailed defect reports with severity and status. 17. Conclusion, review and approval, ensure all stakeholders review and approve the test plan. Continuous improvement, incorporate feedback and lessons learned from each testing cycle to improve the test strategy. This comprehensive test plan aims to ensure that the e-commerce application is thoroughly tested across all aspects, including functionality, performance, security, and compatibility, providing a smooth and secure user experience.